Hey, if you like recording videos, do always check if your mic is actually recording. Otherwise you might record a whole video and afterwards you realize that you can't use half of it at least. So today I'm gonna record my voice again and actually put it all together. Nice. So, hey the trooper, and welcome to this week's video of Wednesdays We Work. You think it's a silly name? Well, welcome to a pretty silly channel and a silly person. We have Wednesdays We Work, Friday Fun, Sunday Scare, and Monday Memories. This channel is 90% about games and then 10% about working towards different goals and dreams and whatever you want to do here in life and the future and so. For this week's episode, I thought that, hey, I saw KickThePj doing some Paredolia art. And I find that really interesting. Pareidolia is basically when you see faces or like other things, dragons, whatever, in objects. Typical things can be like seeing faces in outlets or seeing faces on cars when they look happy or sad or angry. Another very common thing would be looking up at clouds and seeing different shapes and forms and dragons and maybe birds or hearts. Some people can see it even more than others, and some people may just see more of the basic things like outlets. In KickThePj's video, he takes a lot of paint and put it on a canvas, and from that paint splosh he tries to do some Pareidolia art. And then he gave us the permission to also try it out. And I thought that, hey, I want to do it. I haven't done 2D digital art in quite a long time. So let's go one day back in time. I did draw all of this yesterday. I will try to speak over it, what my thought process was. Since I didn't record my voice, I will now have to try and put out my thought process that I actually put out while I was drawing. Let's do this! So here are the splasher blob that PJ did. I was very drawn to that center line all of the time. It was kind of apparent. And then when looking at the big picture, I saw immediately like a big leaf. Got very inspired by the whole Breath of the Wild characters, those little tiny creatures with leaves on their face. But building up the body and looking around where I would see like parts of the arms and such, I kind of started seeing more and more of like a duck. And then the part behind continued to be in my mind like a braid or something. But in this case, I kind of remade it into being a braid made of string attached to the leaf that holds the mask together for the duck. And behind him I can start to picture like it would be a kind of spirit animal or something, like floating with him, playing around. I also pictured the duck being in water because I couldn't see any legs underneath him. And then it became like a spirit animal because it doesn't really have any more shapes on top of the head and such, and it's kind of floating around the duck. So he became like a floating spirit animal, and he would be like a little bit invisible. And then I switch it around, and again I'm drawn very much to the center line that becomes here, and I could see it in a certain perspective, like it's kind of a big flowy picture. I could see it would be like a big flowy dress connecting the dots and the lines a little bit. It became like fabric that is flowing in the wind, and then on top it's going towards a little bit of like the bust and some kind of face. I couldn't really make out where it would be a face on top at first, but looking at it a little bit more and looking a bit closer and switching around the picture a little, I slowly start to build forward that, there's the arms. It becomes a little bit more like those like more abstract pictures. But then zooming in, I could visualize a face and a neck, and that the bust would be somewhere around there. I realized that this dress was very like big and flowy, a lot of fabric, really making it so that this character was flowing. And then I erased a little bit of lines and such, doing it so that the colors was actually keeping the picture together. Then I switched it around again, and here I immediately saw like some kind of cartoon character. Reminded me a lot about, I was first going a lot towards like Santa Claus or something like that. The center line again working for me towards being like, maybe it would be his stomach. So therefore it went even more towards Santa Claus, making it like a big stomach kind of character. Then when I went in, I could see like, they have an eye, and that seems like a mouth. And it reminded me a lot about Adventure Time. So I started thinking a lot about the Adventure Time character, a little bit of like those little more mean characters that are doing like a lot of mischief and stuff. So I continued to build around finding different shapes. In the end, the center line became like a little bit of a belt, and I could see like maybe the character would have some bottle or tiny bottle, and then the legs actually were in a kind of perspective, and I tried to see if the blobs and the splashes of paint around it could mean something, but I couldn't find anything. So then I switched around the painting again, and immediately to the left I saw kind of a flat kind of face, and it ended up being like a happy kind of cat ear inspired kind of animal. Seeing a lot of like all of those colored patterns would be like a very nice pattern of this animal, like either the fur has a nice pattern, or and then a lot of like maybe hair coming from the face, but like on the down part of the face it kind of more looked like it would be some kind of sea creature. So continuing to build on the body, I was a little bit like maybe the big blue splash of paint would be like some kind of clothes or a coverage thing. How was the body actually built, and what is actually there on the top of everything? And I kind of made it out to be like some kind of rider being on top of the animal. It looked like a big like helmet, and I kind of again went to the whole braid part and thought that that part might actually be like when you're riding an animal and you have like the leash. So it would actually be a leash in this scenario. And then the rider became a little bit weird, like he had a tail, and maybe it was the back leg you could see is sitting a little bit like on the offside. And then I thought that this is kind of a fish animal, and the big paint of blue paint in the middle is actually like a big fin so that the animal can swim forward. And the green thing underneath it all is actually what he uses to, you know, steer like fishes do. And then a lot of the lines would be like typical bones that the fishes have in their fins. So it became a very round animal with a rider on the top. And then I switched it around again and just trying to like zoom in and see if I can find some other kind of character and such in the paint, in like more of the details, zooming in. And here I immediately find something that's kind of like two eyes again. We're very much drawn to eyes. Connecting the dots in between paint, you can kind of connect it to it becoming a face, like the shape of the head. And this character then ended up getting like a little crown, and then on top of that again the braid actually this time become a braid, so this would be like the hair of the character or something like that. And then trying to build maybe a body from that face and that head became again towards the flowy end of like some kind of big cape or something flowing in the wind. And again I couldn't really make out the legs, so it became like a character standing on the ground, because it's that straight line, the same straight line that the water animal got as their face. So I shaped that into being like the character standing on the ground, having a big cape, getting caught in the wind. And drawing fabric that goes in the wind is really hard. But still very fun and challenging. So then I tried to look around more for like tiny things to find here and there, and I did find a lot of things that I could draw on, but I decided to cut it out and decided that, hey, let's now jump into seeing a speed paint run of me filling in the colors of this duck and the spirit animal. So here's the end result of that speed paint session. I had a lot of fun playing around with all of the colors and then switching around like with the different filters and such, like tweaking the colors, making them pop even more. It's really handy tools to have. It's really good to mix a lot with and play around with a lot of that so that you can like maybe find new colors and see what interesting results can come out of it. And in the end, this is where I decided to kind of stop. Of course, you could continue working and do a lot of more anatomy and maybe change a little bit, like work on the perspectives and such. And you can also tweak a bit more with the colors and maybe do a little bit more of a background. But here you can see the difference from the beginning blob and to the result, switching a little bit back and forth, seeing the duck and the spirit animal behind it. Of course, I tweaked a little bit on the shapes and such when playing around with the colors, so it's not completely as it were in the beginning. But I decided that I wanted to play around a lot with the pictures after actually painting and taking the chance to paint some. But switching back and forth, you can kind of see the beginning and where the shapes are and what I've, seen in the whole picture. So then looking through the different stages that we tried out, we first have the duck with the spirit animal that then went towards the lady in the floating dress. Well, we're not gonna assume gender, so the person in the floating dress. Then we went to Adventure Time character, a mischief little Santa Claus kind of character. Then we went towards the very round fish kind of animal with the rider on the back. It would be really fun to actually like sit and color all of these, especially this one. I think would be very interesting to see how it will end up fully colored. And then going back to the one that I played around with actual colors. So yeah, that was really fun. I hope you enjoyed watching some kind of speed paint and how I handle the Paredolia art deal. Using that particular color blob, it was kind of challenging, but it was really fun. We do like a challenge. It is the things that makes us grow the most. So I would highly suggest going checking out KickThePj's video and his channel overall. He's a really fun dude. He makes really fun videos and a very creative person. He also streams a lot, doing really fun streams, very chill and nice streams. A link down below in the description if you want to go and check out his video, and from there you can also check out his channel and stuff if you want to. So from now I'm done with that part of the video, and if you want to continue staying, I have some announcements, especially for maybe the people that have followed my series so far and are supporting me in my dreams and goals and all of this with YouTube. So I have a little bit of announcements regarding this series, WednesdaysWeWork. I'll put a link to my series here if you would like to check out what I have been trying to do so far for the past 6 months. My series was, up until this video, called WednesdaysWeWork Towards Health, a Weight Loss Journey. But I'm now taking away just the name, Health and a Weight Loss Journey, and I'm just going to call it WednesdaysWeWork. I'm trying to change the layout of these episodes a little bit. So I'm still continuing my journey working towards health. I'm still continuing the journey trying to lose a lot of body fat, continuing my journey in all of the things that I've been trying to do so far. But moving forward, I'm trying to have these videos being more focused towards a certain thing in every episode. So I'm thinking that if new people comes in and try to watch the episode, it would not be just a lot of different stuff. It will be more focused towards one thing, and then they will be satisfied, and maybe they will want to go to my channel from that and be inspired to watch some more stuff. And then maybe every second or third episode I will go back to the whole health and weight loss journey and all of the things I'm working towards and talking about that, like updates. I'm also thinking with that maybe the updates for you will be a little bit more exciting and interesting, because then it's, a little bit of a longer period of time, 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of things can happen, and you will have maybe bigger news to look forward to. And of course, if that means that some people won't be very interested in some episodes or others, it's totally fine. Watch what you want to watch and watch what you're interested. That's a mouthful. Watch what you want to watch and watch what you want to watch. Okay. Then continuing some more. Sometimes I am lagging behind in my schedule. I have pushed a lot of things into my schedule. Sometimes things just happen and an episode might take a longer time, or like I did yesterday, I didn't record my microphone. Now I have to re-record things. So things happen and I lose a little bit of time, and sometimes I also, prioritize something else. And while I'm doing these videos, I do also have to apply for jobs and doing other things in life. My schedule doesn't always work 100%. And therefore I did make a decision yesterday that what do I actually do if I lag behind? Like last week I was lagging behind quite a lot, so I decided that okay, I will skip 2 episodes. I will skip the Sunday Scare and the Monday Memories because I just couldn't catch up. It was pretty much impossible. So I decided now that if I lag behind, it might happen now and then. The first episode I will sacrifice for the week is these Wednesdays We Work, because I feel like my channel is 90% about gaming, so Friday Fun, Sunday Scare and Monday Memories is a little bit of a higher priority to me. Hopefully moving forward it won't happen very often. As I continue to edit and do these kinds of different videos, I will get better at editing and quicker at editing and like more used to it, and you learn as you go. And then another like tiny announcement, maybe you noticed it in this episode in the beginning. I did take the intro that I was trying out for many episodes now, and I just completely threw it away because I don't know, I never really liked it. I kind of tried to work on it and make it more confident and make it more fun and make it more like, I tried to make it into something that felt cool and good and like confident. In the end it wasn't really working. I was looking back at the episodes and I don't know, in one way maybe they worked, in one way maybe people don't really care. For me, myself, I felt like, nah, I'm gonna try and switch it around a little bit. But the positive thing that comes from it and the things I've tried and trial and error so far is the fact that I do grow as a person, I do grow more confident in my videos. And doing that intro also made me grow like more confident in saying these things and like trying it out and just being more comfortable and confident in front of the camera overall. So therefore I will continue to do some trial and error and see like what kind of intro works for me, especially in these videos. So if you see me changing a little bit of intros and such in the future also, then you will know that, hey, okay, she didn't really enjoy that intro either and she wanted to try something new. It's like, okay, it's trial and error. And most of the time I could never keep that intro short and sweet and just nice and good and funny. It always was a little bit too much. We'll see moving forward how things work and what I will do. So that's it for the announcement. Do you have any thoughts or wishes or suggestions? Please write it in the comment section below. Maybe some other kind of art challenge or maybe something else, just overall what you think. I'm still slowly editing through the part of me answering all of the questions of the Enneagram test, so it is on its way. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, that's it for this video. Do go check out more of my Wednesdays We Work videos if you want to see what happened so far up until this episode, and do also go and check out KickThePj. Do go check out his Paredolia art video. And so I thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like this video, anything in the video, please press the thumbs up button for love and support. It really helps my channel and it helps with the algorithm. And if you're new here and you're still here by the end of this video, please consider subscribing. We have a subscribe button right there in the corner, or we also have one here when the end of the screen appears. And per usual, it's a subscribe button underneath with the notification bell button if you want notifications when my videos are coming out. And coming this week, we have Friday Fun, Sunday Scare, and Monday Memories, a lot of gameplay, a lot of different kinds of games. But for these kind of videos, Wednesdays Work, I will see you in the next episode coming out next week on Wednesday. So until then, have a great week, have a great day, and stay strong, trooper. Bye! Boop.